Hey guys, KingRazzel here, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Gaming. This week we have a few things that I thought were pretty interesting. Last week we had a little bit more, but this is still going to be a decent amount. In the background you can see some gameplay for Deus Ex Mankind Divided from my playthrough for my review, and pretty much in that gameplay I'm just going to be getting bullied by the security team at, I think it's a bank is what it is. Pretty much the entire time that you can see it in the background there. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this with the first category, which is going to be game announcements. And there were a total of 5 game announcements. The first one here that we have is the NX got a game confirmation, a game that's confirmed to be on the system. And it's going to be Dragon Quest XI in Search of Departed Time, and it is in development for the NX. This game news came during an interview, and it also stated that it's going to be coming to the PlayStation 4 as well as the Nintendo 3DS. The Japanese release is currently slated for March 27th, 2017, so we'll get it after that presumably. I think there's actually been like some issues before with Japan getting a game or getting a Dragon Quest game and we didn't get it. I think I've read that before, but yeah, that game is confirmed for the system. I think that's the 5th one is what it said. I don't remember, but yeah, the next one here that we have is actually an awesome one. Allison Road has been revived. Now I think it was back in July the Allison Road Twitter actually announced that Allison Road was getting canceled. I don't think they disclosed a real reason. They just said it was getting canceled. But the creator of the game, or the initial project, was Christian Kessler, and he confirmed that they're going to continue work on this, or he is by himself. He's going to be continuing work on this under his new label, which is just basically him, and it's called Far From Home. That's the label. He's going to be working on this game himself. It actually started as a solo project, so if he does end up finishing it by himself, it's kind of going to go full circle with that, starting as a solo, going into a studio, and then ending as a solo, so it'd be kind of interesting. But there's no release date for the project or anything like that. It does. Now, if you don't know what Allison Road is, it's basically the spiritual successor to PT, which was the Silent Hills playable teaser, is what PT stands for. But it was the kind of the spiritual successor to that. People compare it to that a lot because the Christian Kessler took inspiration from that game. But it's good to see that it's revived. It's a game that I was kind of depressed to see whenever it was canceled. So hopefully this guy can pick it up and do everything that he needs to do with it and get it out relatively soon, because I'd love to play it. I love horror games, so that would be awesome. The next one here that we have is The Witness is coming to Xbox One. Jonathan Blow, the creator, announced this week that The Witness will be coming to Xbox One on September 13th. This version will not differ from the PC or PS4 versions. If you don't know what The Witness is a kind of like a puzzle game. It's supposed to be really good. I haven't got to play it yet. It was announced all the way back, I want to say, at the very first PS4 unveil, I think is when it was announced. I don't know. It's been a long time. Back in 2013, probably. And he was initially supposed to get it out a lot earlier. It ended up getting delayed. But it did come out on the PS4, and it's a game that I still need to pick up and play. Like I said, I think it's supposed to be really good. But yeah, that game is coming to the Xbox One. And yeah, it was initially supposed to be PS4 exclusive, though. And I don't know why he decided to flip it up. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that is going to be coming to the Xbox One. The next one here is Sleeping Dogs developer announces a new game. Now, Sleeping Dogs was I have the game. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like the Triad, like the Chinese kind of gang mafia or whatever. I think it was that. But they announced a new game, and it's called Smash and Grab. The company is actually called United Front Games, and they announced this Smash and Grab, and it's going to be a 3v3 multiplayer game, and it's going to be coming exclusively to the PC, I believe. The game is going to have first a beta on the early access, and it's going to include 2 maps and 2 modes and 7 playable characters and and an offline practice mode. So it's going to have all those things. And then approximately 6 months after it goes into early access, they're going to have a full game release. Or 6 months after it comes out, or one or the other. I don't remember. But yeah, it's going to be one of those, and it's going to be 6 months after the early game release. And then they also have a trailer for it. If you guys want to watch the trailer, I watch it. It looks pretty interesting. They have several factions you can play as. And you can play as any of these factions. And I think basically your goal, you have hammers and stuff like that. I don't remember seeing any guns. There might have been some guns. Can't remember off the top of my head if there was. But they were smashing into windows and stuff like that and grabbing cash out of stuff. It's like an underground thing. I don't know. Looks pretty cool. If you're interested in that, you can check the description down below, and I'm going to leave a link to the video. And the last one that we have here for game announcements was Dear Esther is coming to consoles next month. So, Dear Esther, I've heard of this game before. I think it's like a sci-fi kind of thing. Kind of reminds me of Everybody's Going to the Rapture or something like that. Like a I think they call them walking simulators, where they're mainly just based on story. So I think it's like that, and it's going to be released on September the 20th, and it's only going to be $10, so if you're interested in that. This edition will be called Dear Esther, the Landmark Edition, and it's going to add graphic and gameplay adjustments as well as optional developer commentary, which I think is pretty cool. If it's like a whole developer commentary through the entire game, that would be pretty awesome. I can't think of any other games that actually I'm sure there's games that have done that before, where you like interact with something and then the developer says, oh, well, our thoughts behind that was this. I mean, that would be cool. I don't know if that's actually what it means or if it's going to be like a movie or something like that, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's the last game announcement that we have. We have, I think, only one hardware announcement, and that is going to be the new DualShock 4 reported to come alongside with the PS4 Slim. So last week I talked about the PS4 Slim getting leaked or whatever. It got posted onto a website, a picture of it, and I showed the picture last week. I'll probably show it again here, but yeah, that was reported to be leaked last week, and since then it's only gotten more credible from what I understand. So more and more likely that this is actually a real thing, and that is actually going to be announced at the Sony conference that they're going to have next month. So they also, a new controller got leaked along with that, and it's basically, it looks the same as the regular controller, except for there's like a slit at the top of it that has light coming through it. It's like translucent. So yeah, people are saying that it could be two LEDs in the controller, or it could just be the LED that's already in the controller and just seeping through the top of it. I don't really see the point to either of that. I don't see how that's going to improve your gameplay if you have, first of all, blue light just coming into your eyes, or whatever kind of light just going into your eyes. I don't really see how that's going to improve your gameplay experience, or what the point of that is. So I don't know. We're just going to have to wait for that and see what happens with that. I'm assuming they're going to talk. I think they actually, I think they had a statement about it, that they'll be discussing all that at their press conference. So presumably this is going to be a real thing. But yeah, that was the only hardware announcement that we had. The next thing that we're getting into is release dates. And the first one that we have here is event, like parentheses, but they're like the block parentheses. I don't remember what those are called. Brackets. Event bracket 0. And the release date is announced for that one, and that is going to be releasing on September 14th for the PC and the Mac. This announcement was accompanied by some screenshots for the game. I think there were 5, and I'm going to be displaying those right now. But the game takes place in space and is focused on interacting with AI, your AI companion. Kaizen, I think is his name. It's like a robot thing. I think it's another like walking simulator. There's a lot of space games coming out lately. Adrift, and there's more. I can't even think of him right now. What was that? Was it last week I talked about one? I don't know. Or maybe it was This Week in Gaming. Or fuck, not that. Not This Week in Gaming. Gameralization. I think I actually talked about one. But anyways, yeah, that was announced for a release date. The next one that we have here is the game called Virginia, which also got a release date, and that is going to be released on the 22nd for the PC, Mac, Xbox One, and PS4. It's inspired by TV shows like X-Files and Twin Peaks. And again, I'm assuming it's another walking simulator. There's a lot of those walking simulators coming out now. But yeah, that is coming out September 22nd. And the next category that we have is game information. And there was several of them, 3 of them, I guess. The first one that we have here is Bungie clarifies whether Destiny is free on Xbox. So if you guys don't know, Destiny actually got it. It was put up on Xbox as free, but Destiny clarified that that is not actually a whole free game. They're not just giving away Destiny for free, like the base Destiny or anything like that. It's going to be like a trial version of Destiny, and then you'll have to buy the full adventure with Destiny the Collection. They had a blog post about it if you want to read about that. That will also be in the description below. The next one that we have here is Civilization 6 got a 25th anniversary edition, was announced. It's going to be a very limited release. There's only going to be 20,000 of them released. The price is going to be $90. And it comes with the game, a 100-page art book, a commemorative coin set, and a display case with custom packaging. And that's going to release alongside the actual game, which comes out on October 21st on PC. Civilization, I don't really know much about it. It's an RTS, I want to say, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know much about Civilization, but yeah, it's supposed to be a really good series, and it must have released 25 years ago on October 21st, I'm assuming. So congrats to them. It looks pretty cool. 100-page art book. That's a long art book, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. The next thing that we have here is Battlefield 4 gets a new AI, and it's gonna it's in preparation for Battlefield 1. So they got a new AI on the Xbox One and PS4 versions of Battlefield 4. And EA announced that the UI is going to be united through all the Battlefield games. So all Battlefield games are going to have the same UI. So Battlefield 4 is going to have the same UI as Battlefield 1. I don't know. They didn't say anything about Battlefield Hardline. I'm assuming it'll have the same UI. I don't know if it already had the same UI, but they updated Battlefield 4's UI, which is pretty interesting. That's such an old game now that I'm surprised they're actually doing that, but cool enough. The only thing that I've never played any of the Battlefield games. I played the beta for Battlefield 4. I never really got into it. But the only thing I can really compare it to is Star Wars Battlefront. And I didn't like their user interface at all. It was just something that I didn't really like. And that's kind of another thing that dragged the game down for me, apart from other issues. But that's something that I didn't like about that. So I'd love for them to update that UI if they want to do that. So that'd be cool. The next category that we have here is delays. And the first and only delay we have is the Division DLC got delayed. Now, this is the second DLC pack for The Division, and it's entitled Survival, and it got delayed. Originally, it was supposed to come out in September, but it has been pushed back to later in the year, and that pushes back the third DLC, The Last Stand, into early 2017. I don't know anything about The Division, so I'm just going to skip right over this. The next thing that we have here is DLC. So I didn't know if I wanted to put the DLC delay into the DLC section or if I just wanted to put it into delays. So I ended up putting it in delays. If you guys have any issues with that, leave it in the comments below. The next thing that we have here anyways is DLC, and the first one is Dark Souls 3 Ashes of Arundel. DLC was officially announced. It was releasing on October 25th, and it will cost $15. It's coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and it's going to feature a frozen land with new enemies, challenges, weapons, armor, and magic. The trailer shows off some of the new land, and the bosses looked really cool. The link for it is down in the description below. I really like the bosses. The one that I can remember right off the top of my head is there's like a giant guy who has like a bowl. It reminds me of like boiling, like from Game of Thrones, where he's got that boiling crown for a king thing. It reminds me of that, and he like slams it at you. I don't know. It looks cool. So check that in the description below. And the next one that we have here is Halo 5 Forge. It's coming to the PC in September. And Anvil Legacy content got revealed. Anvil Legacy, I'm assuming, is what they were talking about last week or what I was talking about last week when I said Halo 5 kind of teased some DLC. So I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. It's going to be like a free thing. But that's just going to be like an upgrade to your Forge. Forge being the kind of build a map that they have in Halo. So that's cool enough. They also announced that Halo 5 Forge mode will be coming to Windows Store for Windows 10 and on September the 8th. And Anvil's Legacy will also be coming to Xbox One on September the 8th. But the Forge is going to be free for the PC, and it's going to offer keyboard and mouse support. So basically, I guess you can build your own maps and play them for free. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So the next thing that we have here is Battlefield 1 Season Pass got announced, and they kind of detailed what's going to be in it. Battlefield 1 is going to... It's going to have a season pass. It's going to be $50, and it's going to include 4 major expansion packs. The first pack is going to be entitled They Shall Not Pass. Cool enough. And it's going to be released in March of 2017. And yeah, the DLC packs are going to give you the ability to play as new armies. They gave the example of the French army that you're going to get in the They Shall Not Pass DLC, but they also said you're going to get to play as the Russian army in a future DLC. And each of the 4 maps, or each of the 4 packs is going to have 4 maps attached to it. There's going to be a total of 16 maps overall. You're going to get new operations, new game modes, elite classes, 20 new weapons, and new vehicles. And those who purchase the pass will get the DLC 2 weeks before those who didn't purchase the pass. So if you purchase the pass, then you're going to get the DLC 2 weeks before people who just buy the packs individually. So, you know... it seems like they're really pushing this pass. It kind of sucks that they're like locking out armies just because you didn't buy the DLC. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this DLC. I don't really like it that much. I want Battlefield, but I don't know if, like, I'm sure they put enough in the game that this isn't going to seem like an unfinished product, but it still has me wary of how much they've already announced about the season pass, trying to get people to buy it. But anyways, that's that one. The next one that we have here is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the 4th DLC pack coming to PS4. It gets a release date. The 4th DLC pack is called Salvation. It has a trailer, sort of. It has a zombies trailer, at least. I don't think I saw anything for the actual, like, multiplayer maps. I didn't see anything for that, but The DLC will include 4 maps, of course. It's going to include Citadel, which is a map that seems to be centered around a castle. Micro, which is a map that seems to be you're on a picnic table. The way they describe it, you're on a picnic table and there's enlarged food. It's like a barbecue, and you're on a picnic table. You're playing on the picnic table. I don't know. It's a weird concept for the game, but it's cool. I don't know. I like it. The next one that we have here is Outlaw, which is a reimagining of Standoff from Black Ops 2. Don't remember that map. The next one that we have after that is Rupture, which is a reimagining of Outskirts from World at War. Another map that I do not remember. I want to say Outskirts was the one that was in Modern Warfare 4, but obviously it wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember that one off the top of my head. I don't remember either of those. But the next one that we have here, or never mind. The last thing that I want to say about the 4th pack is the Zombies origin storyline is going to take place at Dr. Monty's house, and Dr. Monty is the person who is behind the gobblegums that you eat to kind of bolster your strengths or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain what was happening in the trailer because there was a lot that actually happened in the trailer. I think it was like 3.5 minutes long or something like that. It's a pretty long trailer. I think it might have been the opening. I think is what I said. Is what it said. I think like the opening when you go into a zombies map, it kind of opens up and you have. There's like a short little trailer, and then you get into the zombies map if you're playing solo. But I think that's what it was. It takes place at Dr. Monty's house. Dr. Monty is voiced by, what's his name? Malcolm McDowell. Voiced by him, and it's his exact likeness in the game. I don't know. Looks pretty cool. It brings back the Shadow Man from Shadows of Evil, the first map pack. So, yeah, it looked pretty interesting. I'm excited to play through it. Hopefully it's cool. I wanted fucking Paris Catacombs. That was teased forever ago, or at least I heard that it was teased forever ago. I don't remember exactly what all the talk was about it, but I wanted that so bad, and obviously I'm not getting it. So, good, bad, whatever. The next thing that we have here is the last category that we have is bonus. And, yeah, there's several things in bonus because I didn't really know what to put in here, or if I should put these things into the hardware category, even though they don't directly deal with hardware. They deal with, like, policies of PlayStation and Xbox mainly. But the first one that we have here is the Games for Gold was announced for September. They're going to include Earthlock, Festival of Magic, and it's going to be available September 1st through the 30th on Xbox One. Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, which is going to be available September 16th through October 15th on Xbox One. Forza Horizon, which is going to be available September 1st through the 15th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Mirror's Edge, which is going to be available September 16th through the 30th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. I don't really have anything to say about any of these games except for Mirror's Edge. I played the new Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot more than I think a lot of other people did. I think it got subpar reviews. I can't remember what I gave it. I did do a review on it. I want to say I gave it an 8, maybe 7.5. I don't remember. It's been a while since I actually played it. But Mirror's Edge was a very good game, and I'm assuming the prequel was because they made a sequel to it. So anyways, that is the first one that we have here. The second one is PlayStation Plus subscriptions are actually getting risen next month, or rose. They're going to rise the price of it. That's what I mean. It's right now it is $49.99. It's going to be risen to $59.99. For the whole year, and for 3 months it's going to be risen from $19.99 to $24.99 in the US, and that's going to start on September 22nd. So if you're a PlayStation player who wants to play online, basically, then you need to, or I suggest that you upgrade or get like an extra year added on before that price check comes into play, because I need to do that because mine actually ends in December, I want to say. But yeah, that was announced. It kind of sucks, it's not something I really like to hear. Hopefully, I don't really have any hopes for it. They just improve the service more to kind of justify this price increase. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think that's the same price as Xbox is. I think Xbox is already at $60, I want to say. I don't know. But yeah, that was announced. Probably the worst news that I heard this week. The next one that we have here is Xbox unveils the Xbox onesie in Australia. So, this is an Xbox onesie that's branded for adults, and it features large pockets to accommodate your controllers and a large hood to accommodate for your headset. And it can have your gamer tag embroidered in it, which is fucking cool. It's at very limited quantities, and they do not plan on releasing it outside of Australia at the moment. So you may be thinking, who the fuck would want to buy something like that? And I'm thinking I would like to buy something like that. Just, I don't know. It seems cool. Probably make you seem like a fucking loser, but I wouldn't mind buying that. That would be cool. But I'm sure it's going to cost a lot of money, especially if it's very limited, and I don't live in Australia, so it'd be a lot more money. But anyways, the next thing that we have here is PlayStation Now's streaming service is coming to PC in Europe. It's actually already out on the PC in Europe. The app came out last week in Europe, in the United Kingdom, Belgium, and the Netherlands. There's no release date for the US, but they did say it is going to be coming to the US. They also announced that there's going to be a USB wireless adapter that's going to be launched in September to allow PlayStation 4 controllers to connect to PCs, which is cool. I don't think they actually had that before. I don't know. But I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But yeah, and they also announced the minimum specs that your PC is going to need to have in order to get this, which is going to be Windows 7, Windows 8, or 10. And you're going to have a 3.5 gigahertz Intel Core i3 or 3.8 gigahertz AMD A10 or faster processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM or more, and a sound card. So, not that bad. I could actually do it. You have to have a decent PC, though. The next one that we have is Sony launches a 2-step verification for PlayStation Network accounts. So they added this, but it's only optional. You don't have to do this. It's an optional layer of security you can add onto your account if you want it. Kind of going hand in hand with their bolstering of the price, I guess, just to kind of give them more security. I don't know. But it's going to be... Activating this feature will require PlayStation Network members to input a verification code, which is sent via text in addition to their password when signing into their account. So I'm assuming you're going to tell them that you want this extra layer of security on their website or something like that. Or you can probably do it on PS4, I don't know. But you're going to tell them that. They're going to send you a code, and you're going to have to remember that code and put it in whenever you want to log your account onto anything. So if you're worried about security, that's cool, but personally not a big issue for me. The next thing that we have here is Nintendo says they quote-unquote must do a better job communicating the NX. So Nintendo's American boss, Reggie Fils-Aimé, acknowledged that the NX must do a better job launching than the Wii U did. The direct quote was, "We have to do a better job communicating the position of the product." And this basically means that they need to differentiate the NX from what the Wii U or the Wii was, because a big issue they had with the Wii U was they did not market it well. They didn't differentiate the Wii U from the regular Wii. People thought it was an add-on. People didn't know what was going on with it. And yeah, I'm definitely glad to hear that. It makes me think better things for Nintendo, or recognize that they have had some failures. I don't typically hear them talking about issues that they have. I mean, I don't really. I'm sure they do, but I just haven't read anything lately, at least. And yeah, it's definitely something that I like to hear. Hopefully they do a much better job with the NX. And yeah, but that is all that I have this week for This Week in Gaming. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Let me know if there was any stories that I missed. Let me know if there was anything that you were excited about or upset about. And yeah, obviously I didn't get everything that was announced this week, so there are going to be articles that I missed, and hopefully I didn't miss too much. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in my next video.